So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to graph this in our graphing calculator and then look what the corresponding g of x values are for the input values for the -2, x equals -1, x equals 0, x equals 1. So grab your handy dandy calculators because I want you to practice using your calculators. All right. And we should be writing stuff down too. So make sure I see a couple of students that don't have their notebooks out. Okay. Let me show you the screen that's a little bit bigger. So go to y equals. Mr. Adams has some stuff in there from before. And I'm just going to plug it in as I see it. -3 times the quantity, 1 divided by 2 in parentheses, raised to the x. Hit zoom. Let's do a standard fit, right? So if you hit the zoom button, option 6 is the standard fit, and then click on your graph button. And I'm going to come around and make sure that you guys have the same graph I do. So just kind of leave your calculators out so I can see it. Right? The function was -3 in parentheses 1/2 raised to the x. I want you guys to practice using the calculators because the more you use it, the quicker you are at graphing things and getting things. All right, so now what we're interested in, let's take a screenshot of that. So in other words, I want you to sketch this down in your notebook. So when we graph it, it looks like this. And I can get the corresponding values by going your graphing calculator back up. See the graph button? What's the word right above the graph button? Look on your calculator. There's a little word in blue. What's that word? Above the graph button. Table. Because it's in blue, I'm going to hit second graph, which means I'm going to pull up the table. So on your graphing calculator, what I want you guys to do is hit second table. And then I am interested in -2, 1, -2, 2. It's funny how I said -2, -1, 0, and 1. Those numbers. That's what I'm interested in. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. You got to make that noise too. No one? All right, it's early. If you have a question, I can come help you in a second. All right, so these are the values that I'm interested in. In other words, when x equals -2, what's my y value? When x equals -2, what is the corresponding y value, or g of x? That was not a rhetorical question. Well, this is what we're interested in. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that, post that bad boy here. Now, if you're going to fill out this table, what do I put in here for -2? In other words, when I plug in -2 into this function right up here, so if I say g of -2 is equal to -3 times the quantity 1/2 raised to the -2, what does that equal? Well, if I do the math, that equals -12. That's what the calculator says. Oops. Okay. Now, for the next one, I'm going to do this one. if I say g of -1, I get -3 times the quantity 1/2 raised to the -1. Ooh, that's not the best parentheses. All right. And that gives me, what value do I put here, guys? What's the corresponding y value or g of x? -6, good. All right, so then the next one is -3, bless you, and the next one is -1.5, okay? So now I've got to plot these points on the graph. So the only problem with my graph is, I don't know, did I go all the way to -2? Maybe. It's probably down here somewhere. So I've got to plot those points. So if I think about this line going out past my calculator, I'm going to have this point here. Well, what's this point? This point is going to be -2, comma, -12. The next point, when x equals -1, y equals -6. So that's -1, comma, -6. When x equals 0, what's my corresponding y value? Is it -3? So that's 0, comma, -3. And then when x equals 1, what's my corresponding y value? Can somebody tell me? -1.5. Okay. And that's basically it for that problem. So what I want to do is I'm going to leave this up here for you